Hello and welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Pillars of Eternity, what can possibly be the last episode of the game. Okay, let's move in. Wow, okay. He leveled up. That's awesome. Okay, choose something for him. Maybe I should have rested. Well, let's see how difficult this battle will be. You've come to circular room, grand and doomed, its wall lined with adra and trimmed with copper. At the far end, a great pillar of adra pieces the floor from below like a ragged spike, its shimmering texture giving an illusion of bloodless death. Your thoughts are yours and not yours, and they are all questions. At the base of the pillar stands Theos, a look of concern on his face as he notices your approach. You have something you want to ask him, one question above all others, spinning mindly in your mind. Ooh, that's a nice flashback to the first encounter with this guy. But you don't dare ask it yet. You need some admission from him first, some hint of the veracity of your suspicions. You are far from your post, Inquisitor. What brings you here? What is this place? We are in the Sanctum Holy of Vedica. There are others like it, in service of the other gods. I come here often to pray for her counsel. In the space I may be assured that she hears me. Was Silvaro telling the truth? That woman sought only to destroy the foundations of peace and clarity that my people sacrifice everything to build. That machine behind you, what does it do? It has many uses, but its purpose is to bring structure to the chaos that surrounds it. Oh, the statues, who are they of? They are monuments of Vedica's greatest servants amongst my people. I hope to join them myself one day, but my work is not yet complete. Was the entire Inquisition based on a lie? That's the same question as this one. Just saying. The Inquisition was based on the need to cut the flesh from the rotting wound. Okay. You're shaking now, having lost all patience for fact. No more evasions. You have to know everything you believed in, everything you have done for the gods. Did you lie to me when you said the gods would absolve my sins? Theo says nothing. Are there no gods? What is a god? A higher power, a rewarder of good deeds and punisher of the wicked. Pretty much. Something men can turn to in their darkest moments, when their days seem only like bridges from one dangery to the next. Our gods are all these things. With use every word you find yourself losing control of boiling concretion of rage and doubt, and fear and hopelessness until you can take it no more. Are there no gods? We are in sacred place within earshot of gods themselves. This is not the time. You have been taught much these past few months. You will return home and you will rest. When you feel you have recovered, you may rejoin us at the trails. The Inquisition is far from over, and I will have need of you. There are many who continue to spread the lies of apostate. The Inquisition will not end until we have pronounced judgment on all of them. His eyes linger on you, and there is no mistaking the thread behind it. Your rage shrinks in the image of an iron will in your mind, monolithic and cracked with the dried blood of thousands. You do not ask your question again. Wow. So the soul that resides in my body is a complete coward. And a weakling as well. Hello, Theos. Are you alone? That's gonna be easy. How did you find me? I didn't. It was Lady Werve. Not the string of facts of petty defiance. For all her knowledge, she has always preferred spirit over reason. It was reason that guided her hand in this. Then she should have obeyed. I ask one thing of all my followers. She was incapable of waste of rare talent and intellect. Ah, well. Her talent and intellect were too great for her to live as your servant. One of your cohorts, then. They have followed you to their deaths in the slowly and brilliant them here. Or is it, as your agents suggest, that they have no direction of their own? You, he turns to Ether. Yes, I'm gonna call him Ether for this one. You worship Eothas, did you not? Your spies are good. What gave me away? The cape? What cape? Dude, I threw that rug over a decade ago. Yet, when your god needed you the most, you chose your country. We were being invaded, not by anyone who was acting like a god. Then I should think your hometown gave you a hero welcome when you returned. They made a cake, and I think you can expect folks to get jumpy when the gods aren't there to reassure them. Maybe if they weren't all too busy trying to kill each other. The gods argue over how best to prevent Kinth society from destroying itself. These disruptions would not be necessary were mortals' instinct not so diseased. What of you, Orlan? My agents tell me you are far from home, both in distance, in years. Have your friends proven worth distraction from the pain of Oscasm? Oscasm? Is that the name for the grum rush your mother gave me? Well, don't fool yourself, old man. You know nothing about me. Charming, this lizard thing. Enlighten me then. Is it great when you serve, or is it whale? I give both gods the due service, but I am servant to neither. This guy's awesome. But such difficulty on the way. If you had only accepted that perhaps you were fit to serve neither god, just as you were unfit to serve your tribe, might have saved yourself the trouble. My tribe was unfit to serve me, and yet I am not fit to serve any god. I need only serve myself. Can you claim that, Theos? Are you your own master, or are you just Huerica's wet nurse? Ooh, he got you there. I serve all people better than they will ever know. Because they obviously wanted you to serve them. Better to live a competent servant than an incompetent master. You're an idiot, man. You were here because you are lost. The gods cannot reach everyone, I'm afraid. May you fare better in your next life. I gather you had your soul awakened. Why else would you follow my footsteps, like some sturdy mongrel? You think I have something to offer you, but our business was concluded long ago. One of us is going to die in this room. You may as well admit your lie to me before that. I answered your question once. That your soul is not fit to accept the answer is of little concern to me. You're pathetic, and that's so as well. I lie to no one, not to you, not to anyone. The gods are real. They are everything we need them to be, and the world is better for it. You can't claim that there are no gods when they clearly give you power. Deny generations its place in the world. You're saying this somehow improves things. You have lied to everyone, yourself most of all. You convinced me once the gods would absolve my guilt. There is no one absolve either of us of our crimes. I shall be your judge, jury, and executioner. Guilt is disease of the mind. If the mind no longer believes in its guilt, then that is as good as absolution. I have to agree. The heart of this country has skipped a beat, nothing more. I have done far worse. I plunged the peaceful kingdom of Colossus to civil war. I slew the monarch of Destantio. Those people never knew hardship under his rule, and replaced him with a cruel despot who brought them to ruin. Wow. So you're crazy and stupid, is that what you're telling me? Because that's what it turns out, mate. When plague arrived at the great city of Abranossis, I saw to it that the cure did not... They paled their dead outside the city, in heaps that rose above their walls. This is supposed to diminish the damage you've done here. It is to show the proper perspective. There was a time back when your soul was still shapeless mist, when the world believed only a false god, thousands of them, gods that told them to take selves, gods that told them to make war upon their neighbors and devour them slain, gods that told them to burn their children alive and cover them in the ashes, a sign of their fate. But all this changed when they learned of the true gods, our gods. Oh, those mishappen, bestial instincts melted beneath the radiance of our God's majesty. You could see in it in their eyes, the dull emptiness replaced with glimmer of kindled spark. Teaching them there were no gods would have achieved the same purpose, and replace it with one far worse. I actually have to agree here. Like I said before, gods are meant to give hope and peace of spirit. People just demand that there is justice in the afterlife for every action they've done. No, they're the bad people, I'm gonna say bad because I haven't met many bad people in my life, have done. Have you imagined there is the existence, the one of apostate would have created? We are not all so virtuous as she. Without our gods, the most wicked, the most tyrannical, they would take the power for themselves. No, I don't think that's how that works. But whatever. But more than that, it would be hollow existence, all mysteries forever unanswered, all purpose constructed from meaninglessness, no ending to bring closure, only a wheel turning without mercy, grinding our spirits to dusk. You're right. That's no way to live. Your right comes to great cost. If that's how it has to be, then so be it. Yeah, I'm gonna say this one. If that's how it has to be, then so be it. If you would welcome a wretched and lifeless existence, then by all means, but I will not see the rest of the world saddened with such curse. Yeah, you're not the one to judge, only the one who walks alive from this battle will be. I have seen the millennia of existence will not be distorted from this course. This is the only way. At last admit it. Admit to me that the gods are not true gods. I need to hear it from... Okay, I need to hear it from you. Well, that's a very stupid idea, man. And you must be stopped. You're blind to think yours is the only way. You're controlled by your own doubts. We are all controlled by our own doubts. Better that. We should be relieved of them. With your soul, thousands of others will see the world purge of its suffering. He puts his hand out low to either side, as though welcoming some unseen guest. He shrugs eyes and casts the face skywards. Oops. Hear me, Wedeka, your servant calls for aid. Okay. What happened? Come on. Don't crush now. I mean, it's the end of the game. Oh, thank you. Ouch. Yeah, I was wondering why we didn't just surround him. I mean, we're easier target that way. Oh, so he's not alone. Okay. Wolf. Stop him in his tracks. I'm going to go here. You attack this one. You attack this guy. Everyone else, focus on this guy. Okay. Ow. Gwen, can you do this? That's a lot of damage you're doing. So that, I think I see a circle pattern here. Which means that if I avoid them, then those guys will attack me. Am I fast enough to avoid them though? That is the question. Haha! Okay, try to push this guy down. Let's try doing this. Wow. He's barely scratched. Dude, where the hell are you going? Okay, do you have any special spells we can use? Like, I don't know, this one? Oh, that seems weak. Okay. Try it on this one. Let's see if you can do any damage. Oh, wow, my lord, that was 90 some damage. That's cool. We didn't do any damage to those guys, and we are going to lose this battle. Okay. I'm gonna cut away, and once I return, it will be after I've defeated this guy and reloaded the game so I can show you how I did it. So, see you then. Goodbye. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I'm back. Yeah, after a lot of trials and errors, I did manage to defeat him once, and of course, that means I'm an expert now. Okay, come on guys, get up. Oops. Dang it, okay. Go fight him. Everyone else move here. I want you to stop this guy. I need you to summon those spirit thingies. Okay. Okay, that worked. Fine, everyone, move in. Take this guy down. You should be very careful with this guy, dude. Focus on this one. Okay, who else has something? Kinda forgot. Was it Gwen? Yeah, Gwen has those things. Use both of them at some point, you'll see. Go. Both of them are dead. Gwen, you are needed. Summon that thing. This guy will wake up after a second. Interesting. I did give him a lot of potions to those guys. Move here. Focus on this dude. Everyone else, move in and take him down. Come on, this guy must die. Of course. Gwen. The other one. Here. You don't have any more. Well. Wow, this guy is very resilient. No, move here and attack him. You should definitely run away. Okay. I want you to use a potion. Hate when that happens. Try pushing him out. Use this, Gwen. Okay. Need to finish this guy down. Oh, come on. Don't have any more spark, unfortunately. Okay. Gerald. Need you over there. By the way, you're with the ball. Why are you so close to him? Ooh, very nice indeed. Okay. Hoo 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 hoo. Drink that potion. Gwen, keep on running. Weird. Okay, everyone, move there. Take care of this guy, dude. This is not gonna work, unfortunately. Is that? Is this? Just disappear. I can't see if he's disappeared or not. This should be instantaneous, right? Thank you. Okay, use this finishing blow over there. You guys should be able to hold him off. Drink this. Right, you have dragons. Well, forget it, we are not gonna use them. Wow, that was actually 6 damage. Extremely pathetic. There you go, a little bit better. Still not enough focus. Are you shooting at him? Just keep yourselves alive, that's all I ask. This guy's already down. Very interesting, aren't you supposed to be shooting at this one? When... ah, still not ready. Okay, come on. Drink this, you drink this, and I shall drink one of mine. Gwen. And yes, sure, why not? And focus on that beastie. And trying to take him down before this one because he can possess him, believe it or not. You did not drink your potion, Gwen. Okay. Drink this. You drink this. Thank you, Gwen. That was very, very cool. Finally. Okay. Guys. There he is, standing all alone. Don't give him a chance to breathe. Try to blind him. Oh, that's bad. Okay, guys, fall back. Do the same over there, and you over here. How long? 25 seconds, okay. Haha! Don't know who you are fighting at. Okay. Move here, yeah. Take him down. Come on, guys. Mark this guy as a target. No, seriously, dude. Kill him. You did have something I wanted to use. Haha! Broken and unbound, ladies and gentlemen. That was amazing. Oops. You feel a restless body of Theo's hollow, dense wicked, shaped by silent shuddering of the eternal burden, now smoothed across his color-drained face. His soul remains still for the moment, defenseless. Its energy expanded in defeat. It lies sprawled across his body like death shroud. Javier stands over Theo's, arms folded, and gives the body a firm kick. I hope this is the end. But let's not stop him from being born again, with the same ill intent. He gives Theo another kick. Kick him again. You're so original, man. Before you suggest the option no, I'm not eating him, his soul. I'll put almost anything in my mouth, but not that. Yeah, I really have new respect for this guy. He was good at serving his gods, I give him that, but he should have picked a better one. Explore Theo's soul. With deep breath, you plunge into Theo's soul, and where Blockenberry it has been a maze of narrow corridors and dead ends. Now it's expansive and borderless, its walls crumbling into heaps, like ruins of England. As you pass through them, you travel for what seems like ages, rushing to known destinations, a memory you glimpsed once before. At least you see it no more than a pinprick of light at the end of a long tunnel, expanding slowly at first, then quickly as you near. You came out in this room you are standing in now, but it is new and prescient and filled with people, thousands of them, all turned towards the great Adra pillar and the machine that encases it. Theo stands at the machine, and you are one with him now. You look out the crowd, at faces shivered, old men and trembling chicos, little girls, at mothers bouncing, infants to quiet them, and fathers clasping their children's restless hands and watching you with sober acceptance. A woman with tears in her eyes gives you a small nod. That's right, I approve of your genocidal ways. You turn back at the machine, your breast constrict beneath the weight of your unwanted knowledge, preparing yourself to set out alone on a journey without end. You close your eyes and open them again to find the machine still in front of you, beckoning. You take your place in front of it and place your hand upon a large mechanical disc in the base of the great crystal column. Speak a single word. Giant rings crack to life, burning speed, sending a race of care to draconic mouths and glow, sending their thumbs throughout the platform beneath you. The entire room shakes now with the force of the accelerating machine, all sound drowned one by its deep, deafening thrum. Brilliant tendrils of light arc outward from pillars in all directions. You look over your shoulders to see them, engulfed, the crowd burning them brightly like hot iron. One by one, the antlids disappear, leaving ashen effigies where people once stood, many of them disintegrating into grey heap under the stress of a tremor. Ooh. Look above the other pillar, and the glow asphencal mass has begun to cascade atop the column where the arc's coverage. It glows and pulses, transclams and bubbles like some immense crystals, suspended in slow rotation as though it were being spun from the arcs of light. When the last arc disappears, the spectral mass hangs a moment, no longer rotating, so bright you must shield your eyes with an outstretched hand, and it seems to you as though it is looking at you. That's right, I've gone insane. You bow your head in acknowledgement and look back up to see it melts into the pillar like warm candle wax. The pillar flares with flash of light, bright as the sun itself, then fades to darkness. The machine slows down to on top of a distraught halt, and when the last echo of its grandness cogs has passed, the chamber is still, and you are alone. From all sides reality begins to bleed in through a memory of you. Find yourself in your own skin once more, looking down on Theo's lifeless body. You sense a listlessness to Theo's soul, overwhelming fetish that hinders an immediate escape and makes it invaluable to manipulation. You feel as though your victory has given you some kind of hold over it, and you are able to do with it as you please. Return to the circle, that sounds stupid. You will remember this, Theos. Remember that no man can hide the truth forever, and all you've done was done in futility. Your memory shall be yours. Penance. Wow. Technically, that's not a punishment. You're just grabbing his ear and saying, "Bad boy, now go back there and don't do that ever again." And you trust that he'll do it. Tear his soul apart. Do not envy you, Theos. I, of all people, realize the sway memories can hold. This time you were granted peace. No. Banish his soul to breath, Iman. Theos 6 Axnon. There can be no forgiveness for your deeds, only justice. You shall escape judgment no longer. Maybe. Destroy all memories contained within. Your memories make you slave to your own past. Perhaps it can be undone, but it can be forgotten. It shall trouble neither of us any longer. Tear his soul apart. It caused me great suffering, Theos. You don't deserve to exist. Yeah, guess what I'm gonna choose. And thus I tear his soul apart. You reach out for Theo's soul, and you can feel its vitality in defeat, texture like crocs and bare cloth on the brink of disintegration. You resurrect yourself between the thread, pushing the wavering apart, and revealing the stitches until it is birthed to structure, a formless heap bound together by nothing at all. In the mist, you sight your focus to a single idea, and the idea is shatter. You concentrate, and as you concentrate, you feel force building within your soul, an outward presence that strains against the containment, threatening to rapture your spirit. When you can contain it no more, you transfer it into Theo's soul all at once and release it there, a detonation of will that expands in all directions, driving out the remains of its essence, scattering into nothingness. You can feel his presence no more. Brought this on yourself. It is stillness that follow a single word echo throughout your mind, a word you spoke when you were only with Theos in the ancient memory. You realize it is a word that activates the machine. Oh, those spirits are disappearing. I was wondering what's going on. Well, that was mighty amazing. You guys have something to say? Okay. Let's hear you out, shall we? Just save the game, just so you know. Theos got been hold for your soul from a long time back. Seemed like you get what you needed from him. I'm beyond those needs now. More than most can say. The country is still full of people who are dangerous when they're scared. Be feeling better soon then. Good, that's real good. So, Eder, anything else you want to say? Figured it out? What you're going to do about all that? Yes. got a lot of people out there thinking they've been abandoned by their gods. There's not much that will put the fear in you more than that. You can make my word for it. If it was in my power, I know it's not, but if it was, I'd send every last one of those souls right back where they were supposed to go, in the first place. Well, that's what I wanted to do, but unfortunately, I promised the god I wanted to help, what Gwelgon was it? I don't remember actually, but I do feel like he was the one who's going to send them back where they belong. But the quest was broken, and that's one of the complaints I'm going to talk about in my last thoughts about the game in this episode, by the way. They were supposed to go in the first place, so folks could get back believing what they used to. After what you've been through, though, I'm sure you got your own ideas. Better make it good. He winks. Okay, victory looks good on you. There was a blur about your soul that lingered no more. Since putting Theos to rest has given you some measure of inner peace. Of course, now you need to decide what to do with those trapped souls. I speak out of turn. There is your decision, by a watcher, my friend. You should trust your own instincts. I'm honored to have been part of your journey, regardless of what happens next. Yeah, sure. Okay, just activate the sound, so we can actually stop.
Hey.
Yeah.
Just say the word.
Need something?
Oh, that's how you sound. Well, the magic is ruined. Am I supposed to go here? It seems I can touch this, so let's go there. Still not giving my final thoughts on this game, because, well, there is one important question I need answering. As I approach the machine, the path underfoot suddenly changes to a cobbled road. If you hadn't experienced visions like this already in Tier Evron, you'd be tempted to believe that the machine had sucked you into its deposed you in the middle of nowhere. The sun blazes overhead, and your rolling meadows and thick forests either side of the road could be anywhere in the wood. A shrill crackle turns your head. Standing next to you is a malnourished man clad in threadbare loincloth and malices. His entire body is stripped with lash marks, and there are scattered pits where his nose and ears should be. He stinks of state sweat and unwashed filth. You notice someone wandering down the road, but the figure is backing you. The sacred slave has your attention for now.
You know something of quiet servitude, Watcher. Groveling and simpering before the gods whose aid you need, so that when they finally raise you to a place of power, you can seize what you desire.
Skane.
You have labored at the pleasure of others. That shriveled hag in Hadrat House, those pompous dear wooden zealots, the wretched tribesmen playing out their fantasies of grandeur. And then you cowered and knelt before the gods themselves, begging one paltry favor, and receiving riddles and visions in response.
I needed their help to achieve my goals. They call me humble, but I am not.
And now the gods give you orders and commands, even while you set out to fix what they cannot. Yet what have they offered you?
They offered me the death of the person I want to kill. That's more than you have offered me. 5 copper says he's about to sell you on his own agenda. Only Will knows what that might be. If I were you, I'd tell him the other gods offered us dozen numberless lesses. Okay, see if he can match that and haggle for more. Given the brand on the iron manacle, it's amazing that he can raise his bone-thin arm. But he does. He points at the person walking the other way along the road.
The exiled queen is not an ungrateful patron.
You get a better look at the lone figure and realize that the wearing robe tattered and signed, but fine nonetheless. On her hand is a silhouette of a broken crown. She continues walking, her pace slow but determined.
Finish the work Theos began. Strengthen Woodica with these souls and allow her to become the most powerful of all the gods, with you as her favored.
But how can she give me power when I am already stronger than her? Helping Woodica would mean that the secrets of the gods stays hidden. Safely hidden, yes, from violent overlords who would cease to fear punishment in the next life, from the heavy-handed masters who would answer to no one. The world needs some schemes, or are the souls of kin so pure that you would snap the tenuous threads and then bind society? I've been working against Wedica this whole time, and she will thank me for what I've done and defeated her most loyal servant. Loyal and weak, Theos proved his inadequacy when he failed to anticipate you. A plan exposed is worse than none at all. But you have proven resourceful, equal to schemes of gods. Wedica has long memory, watcher for both friends and foes, and she keeps her oaths. What do you mean by her favorite? I didn't want to ask that. The recipient of Wedica's blessing, she has always had a place for mortals of practical merits. If you help her now, she will become the most powerful of all gods, and you will be the one who made her so. Think of the lifetimes of reward you would reap. I've explained the alternative, Watcher. Continue as a pawn of a god's partner, or a partner of one of them. I won't help you.
You say that now, but when you're standing in front of the machine, considering the lifetimes and the powers that await you, we'll see what you do.
Okay. All these evils we've seen going all the way back to Saint War, it was all Wedica. Imagine if she was stronger on top of all that. Yeah. Frightening thought, I guess. Again, I've made a deal with a god who actually offered to help me. And I'm gonna keep my deal. All the souls shall be destroyed, as cold and dark as it may sound. With your companions bearing witness, you step up the place where Theos once stood before the people long ago. The great machine lies in front of you, idle, ready. You have seen the machine and others like it in operation. Understand how it works. It is a device of directing souls. As Watcher, it would be simple matter influence the direction through a big and machine is. It may be the last thing you ever do. Speak the machine activated. Yeah. There is a shrinking of stone grinding against stone as old cogs loosen and begin to turn. You have only moments before the souls will be sent into other veins. This will be your only chance, redirecting them. Okay. Entropically disintegrate the souls, ending their existence, as I swore I would. And close your eyes and expand your perception outward, taken in immersed solitary, with tens of thousands of souls roaring the chamber. Your grasp on the souls is tenuous. You find yourself fighting to keep them all within your influence, and you can feel them slipping away from you as the machine gains speed. A brief moment comes when it feels as though you hold all of them at once, and the force is so great, it feels as though they will tear you apart. In that moment you decide, your entire being, of bending their orbit, channeling their flows in a new direction. Okay.
At your command, the ancient device became your instrument, spinning to life with deafening resonance and gathering up the swirling essence like thread on a great spindle. There, in the pale pulsing glow of the machine that set you on this path long ago, you summoned all your strength, focusing on your objective and blocking out all else. With a single concussive blast that rocked the chamber and sent you tumbling to the ground, you freed the souls from their stasis. Exhausted, your consciousness slipping away, your last sight was of the machine, dark and dormant. Then your eyes closed, and sleep welcomed you at long last. After coming to and searching for some time, you discovered the route Theos used to enter Sun in Shadow, and embarked on a long and arduous ascent back to the surface. You emerged in Ter Evron after days of tunneling through the rubble Theos had left behind, and when you stepped into the daylight, you were faced with a different Deerwood than the one you had left. At your direction, the thousands of souls gathered at the machine in Sun in Shadow were disintegrated, their essence scattered to the winds like a lifting fog, never again to find its way into the body of a living being. Though none in Deerwood would ever know for certain what had become of the missing souls, many followers of the Beast of Winter were given visions of a mass exodus to a land of eternal peace, and solemn celebrations were held the following day among his faithful. The last hollow birth in Deerwood was already in the past, and a new peace of mind had come, not just to the lost souls of the Hollowborn, but to all the people of Deerwood. Though you had killed Lord Radric in his throne room, so strong was his drive to rid his land of Eothasians that he returned to life as a death guard, a deathless crusader for his brutal cause. With the remains of his humanity stripped away, Radric came to see all the people of Gilded Vale as worshippers of Eothas, and one day he led his forces into the village personally to see them all purged from his lands. Gilded Vale was left a hollow shell, its buildings ruined, and its people slaughtered. Even travelers and would-be squatters knew better than to take refuge inside its borders. Lord Radric returned to Radric's Hold, where he remained, keeping eternal watch over his barren domain. Following the assassinations of Duke Avar Wolfgren and Lady Webb, Defiance Bay was thrown into political upheaval. In the ensuing weeks, the streets had become the domain of looters and blackguards. Few dared to step outside their own doors alone or unarmed. But once the dozens had regrouped in the wake of the riots, they quickly put an end to the criminal activity, patrolling the streets in droves and administering their brand of law on any perceived offenders. They also took the opportunity to depose the weakened Knights of the Crucible from their position of authority, branding them traitors to the people for their actions during the riots. Whatever knights weren't stoned to death in front of their keep were forced into exile. The external contingent of knights stationed at Fleetbreaker Castle would remain there, their high justice plotting the city's recapture. The dozens would soon find themselves overwhelmed by the problems of a leaderless metropolis, and in the days and months ahead, Defiance Bay remained on the brink of collapse. The destruction of the machine atop Ter Noanath spelled the end of the reanimated corpses in Heritage Hill. Though at first few were willing to venture into the abandoned district, it was soon cleaned out and rebuilt. The district's horrors still fresh in people's minds, it would be some time before it was fully repopulated. But eventually the lure of cheap prime land would all but erase the memory. The Duke's assassination at the apparent hands of an Animancer had caused catastrophic rioting in the streets of Defiance Bay, and few Animancers survived the first day. Many Deerwoodans took the end of Widewind's legacy as a sign, both that the gods did not approve of Animancy, and that the purging of Animancers in Defiance Bay had been enough to satisfy them. In time, their rage would subside, and a number of surviving Animancers remained in and around Defiance Bay, often taking to the wilds to practice their science without repercussions. The town of Deerford had seen the last of the cult of Scan. Dark rumors about the town's many curses quickly faded, and travelers soon returned. The fortress of Cadnua emerged as a bastion of security in the midst of an untamed land, becoming the envy of every thane and earl in Deerwood. Legend grew over time of its impregnability, and stories of formidable invaders easily scattered by the keep's defenses became popular around the hearths of Deerwoodinians. Likewise, it also became a beacon to travelers, merchants, and visiting dignitaries alike. Reputed as the finest fortress in all Deerwood, people would journey from near and distant lands alike to experience its fabled hospitality and grandeur. Adair chose not to return home to Gilded Vale.
His name is Eder.
Through a number of quiet inquiries, He soon found his way into the underground organization of Aethasians known as the Night Market. Ironically, in learning that the gods had been fabricated, Adair found his faith in Aethus renewed, and that his god was neither alive nor truly a god had become irrelevant. He rose quickly through the ranks of the Night Market for his optimism and for his bold leadership, his ultimate goal to make the Deerwood a place that would welcome followers of the Shining God once again. When the dust settled in sun and shadow, Aloth looked upon the remains of Theos Exarchanon, his former master. He saw where the Grand Master had gone wrong, and what would be required to undo the harm Theos had wrought. With a flick of his wrist, he burned Theos's robe, headdress, and every other symbol of the man's power. Never again, he vowed, should Kith live in fear and blind obedience to an authority they did not understand. Armed with the knowledge and courage he had gained on his journeys with the Watcher, he set out on the long and lonely task of dismantling the Leaden Key. With Theos defeated and the souls released from sun and shadow, healthy children were born once again in the Deerwood. The grieving mother sought a place where she might do penance for the birthing bell. She returned to Deerford, where, to the astonishment of the villagers, she delivered the first healthy child in over a decade. She remained there, and with each new birth, she saw a measure of hope restored to the Deerwood, and a measure of grace for her own troubled past. In her 4-month journey back to Nositoc, Sagani found that the landscape she traveled had become strangely colorless, the food bland and unsatisfying. She watched the Deerwood, Air Glonfoth, the Valian Republics, and the lands beyond slide by with a dull sense of dread. She returned home to great celebration, yet the words of joy and congratulations rang hollow to her. Old beloved songs sounded toneless. The rituals of changing seasons became drudgery, and Sagani experienced her life back in Masuk as if in someone else's skin. So she fought to feel the worth of her actions, or, at least, to let her village feel them. She led ever longer and more ambitious hunts, mentoring the younger rangers who followed her. On one such expedition, her party was beset by a blizzard, and she pressed on where her companions turned back. She did not return to Masuk. For you, the death of Theos brought an end to your waking visions, and a silence to the whispers of the past. In their absence, you were able to sleep. The questions of a distant lifetime ceased to trouble your soul. All that remained was what to make of the answer. But at the moment, there was little to be done, and the matter would have to wait. A long journey loomed ahead.
Wow, isn't it awesome seeing all of your plans coming to fruition? I did say I will make the Gilded Veil a wasteland, and so it is a wasteland. I do believe I said that I'll make Defiance Bay yeah, let's let it end to speak to for now. Defiance Bay would be a beacon of chaos, and thus the dozens took over, and they couldn't do anything. The city would fall. Everything else around my keep starting falling apart while I just grew stronger and stronger. What happened to this guy? I mean, we didn't get any story about him, did we? I mean, the little throw that had a chip here, whatever. So, final thoughts on the game. Pillars of Eternity, it was extremely cool. The storyline could use a little bit of work, but very satisfying all the way. Didn't give you any specific background, but to be honest, it did manage to give you a background of a soul, which was a very interesting way to start the story and to continue it. There are some things I would have done differently, but hey, I'm not the one writing the story here. The crafting was completely unnecessary. Well, no, not completely, because in the final battle I needed to construct so many potions, it was actually kind of amazing. But it all came to fruition in the end. I did defeat the guy that reclaimed my soul. That's one more plot that actually came to fruition when I think about it, but I can't remember what it was for now. So all my schematics and things just went the way I wanted to. The difficulty spike was very bad in the end. I have to say that it probably required a higher level of me, but I certainly didn't want to go ahead and do stuff. About the companions, well, they were fun, most of them, honestly. I usually don't give chances to companions who want to be companions but aren't anything special. As you saw with that priest. He just failed to entertain me, so I put an end to his pathetic life. I don't like what they did with the last chapter. I mean, they did the same at the Neverwinter Nights too, and it was horrible there, it's horrible now. Just have to give people the game they want. Allow them to continue playing, return to old quests, finish them off, not just stuck them in a cave and say, yeah, you won't be able to return from there. Okay, I'm gonna put it on that speed because I want to see if you can continue after the end credits are done. The White March I still haven't played. Might return to this game one day. For now though, I'm gonna leave it at that. Okay, let's talk about the game overall. As a gameplay, it did what it said it would, and honestly, it was fun. That's the name that just caught my eye. From Russia with Love. Pavel Zhdanov. Pavel. Pavel is a great name. I know a friend called Pavel. Okay. That's about the gameplay. The graphics, they are acceptable. Very nice. Some choices I did not agree with, but others were amazing. Didn't like the face of women, actually. Of human women, that is. I'll show you why in a sec. Okay, I just pressed continue because it returned me to the main screen. There's a negative point. You should be allowed to play after the end if you want to. If you haven't finished quests or stuff. Though, yeah, I did like how they presented the ending. Right, I did promise that the Animancers would be in a civil war, and that's what happened. Another of my great schemes fulfilled. Feel free to worship me as a god. What did not fulfill, what will happen, because I'll become stronger while the others become weaker, is that I will take Redrick's keep for my own. Then I'm going to become a Duke of these powers, because you know how I love to play Crusader Kings. Okay. Press the continue, let's see where I'm gonna materialize. The music was okay. I am not capacity of music, as I've claimed so many times. Gameplay, graphics, storyline. I did speak about the storyline, that I did like it. I didn't like how it started, actually. I would have done that differently, and apparently no. You have to load the game. Pre-ending. Okay.
Yeah.
Don't say yeah. Open that portrait. I want to show the people what I meant. They have beautiful art style. I mean, look at those faces. They look cool. Then we go to the human faces. Yeah, I guess those look fine, but seriously, you could have turned a little bit to the right. Actually, is it to the left? No, to the right. We hide faces, of course, and there they go. Seriously, that face just... Who wants the picture taken like that? Look at Gwen. That's how you take a picture, that's how you do it. She looks fine. And it somehow fits the artwork. And in case that's not enough, yeah, we made a complete copy that makes it look even dumber. I like the clothes on this one though. This one looks fine, I should say. Don't like this one's hair. Okay, we want to see a white woman with black hair. Yeah, there's Gwen. That's it. Really like this art style though. Really nicely drawn. This one as well. These three could have used a little bit more work, I should say. Okay, let's press on this guy. Which one do you like more? Oh yes, Asher does look kinda cooler because he's a human. Fine, let's continue examining the faces. Actually, that's the best one of a white person, I believe. Young white person, let's say. Yes, you can consider this a white person, but honestly, that's not a human. Look at her eyes, it looks like she's blind. This one reminds me a lot of Nishka from Neverwinter Nights 2, by the way. Ooh, that's a very nice image, by the way. Yes, it is turned around, but it looks like a vampire. It reminds me of Lucrezia from Heroes of Might and Magic 5. This one works. So we'll make a copy of it, apparently, and make it pale. Oh, man. That's just terrible. This one looks fine. Ah, yes, they do know how to draw dwarves, don't they? They look amazing. This one looks fine as well. I believe it's a dwarf, but I'm not very sure. Then we get to the males. Yeah, that looks fine. This guy looks funny. And there's Boris von Selmy if you want to play as him. Which I do. And there's your stout guy. We had a girl as well. Not the vampire, there was another one. Are you sure that's a man? It looks like a woman to me. Maybe it's because of the lightning. Some monks. Honestly, they look fine. As you can see, all the male portraits look amazing. If I see anyone that I don't like, I'm gonna tell you. Well, maybe this one. He has flowers on his face, but... Okay, what the hell is that? Some weird choices, and we have some awesome elves here. Yeah, everyone looks fine at the male department. Seriously, what the hell were you thinking? Voices, they have 17. We're not going to look over them. They were fine.
Leave it to me. I'll lead the way. I'll lead the way.
Of course you will, Gwen. Okay.
Need something?
Come on. Just move him here.
I'll lead the pack.
Hope you're not expecting much.
How can you not love this guy? He's the one who won us the game, actually, in the end, I think. Any other things I would fix? I'm not very sure. Yes, the camping supplies. 2 is ridiculous. You should have at least 3. At least 5, actually. And let's say you go to the end of this path, which we never finished, and I did want to finish that. Yes, you can return to the castle, but sometimes you just want to rest. And you can purchase more than 2, but you can only get 2, so I don't see the reason in that. At least the merchants should sell infinite numbers. Never use the traps. Crafting, right. as I said, crafting could use a little bit of work. Let's say I want to enchant this sword. And I've shown this before, by the way. Yes, I want a higher quality sword, legendary. I can't, I don't have this. Okay, I want to order it. Can I say, hey, I need you to go and fetch me this? No, I cannot. Why not? It's kind of stupid. It doesn't even tell you where you can find them. This is something that Skyrim was amazing about. You just had to know the location of a flower in order to pick it up. And with the new well, not new, that's very old now. Heartfire expansion was it called? It was relatively easy to find whatever you wanted. The armor design is cool in this game. Didn't like the cape design though. The boots don't show up once you equip them, so that could have been a little bit fixed. Geralt was extremely fast once you equipped his boots on. I don't even remember where I got those boots from. The White Archer. That Geralt, alright. I did like the introduction of pets, though they were useless. I would assume that if you had a pet dog, you'd be able to send him out to hunt, but nope, no such luck, I'm afraid. Oh well. I have a glowing sword. That's sorta cool. Okay, something else. Well, didn't like how many quests were broken in this one. I'm pretty sure they will be patched and stuff, and that's kinda cool, but fortunately in its current state it's just kind of annoying. So ladies and gentlemen, that was Pillars of Eternity. I hope you liked it. I certainly did enjoy playing it. I really did like how you could create your own companions, though I would have done something else as well.
Hey. Yeah?
Hey,
Despite just sending them out to do tasks. I would have made it so that you go on adventures as them, as you send them out. Yeah, I know. Of course I can't. As you know, you can send them adventures from the Stronghold. I wish I could play those adventures. Yeah, solitary going with this guy, let's say, and he does stuff. Even if it's just speaking, just immersive role-playing. Or if you send him alone to help, he just gains a party of generic created hunters with him. Or shamans, or whatever they are. You know,
Need something?
obviously companions that can win the game for you, which this can do. Just going around with nothing but levels ups and going with the companions.
Yeah.
Of course you can't. Right, like I said, this was Pillars of Eternity, ladies and gentlemen. A great game, and I would strongly recommend you trying it at least once. You know I did, and I'm not disappointed at all. So this is the end, and I'm gonna see you all next time. Bye.